I turned 37 a little over a month ago, and if I could turn back time, these are 8 tips that I would give my 20-year-old self. So my first tip would be, don't mess up your credit. When I was in college, they used to have people with clipboards offering credit cards. You pretty much get the credit card on the spot. That was probably the worst decision that I made while I was in college because of the fact I didn't have a job. So I was charging things that I couldn't afford to pay back. And unfortunately, credit is not something that they teach in school. So please listen to me when I say don't mess up your credit. If you do, those bad remarks and stuff can last 7 years. Think of it as borrowing from a friend. If you're going to use a credit card, ask yourself, am I going to be able to pay this back by the end of the month? If the answer is no, then you may want to hold off on whatever little items that you were trying to get yourself. So my second tip is to learn how to ask questions. Learn how to ask the right questions. And not only that, get comfortable with actually having the courage to ask them. There are so many times, whether it be in school or at work, in a meeting where the person leading the meeting will say, does anybody have any questions? And people don't speak up, even though it's burning inside. That question is literally giving them anxiety, but they don't have the courage to ask it because they're afraid to look silly in front of others. The only thing that happens with that is you being left confused and then potentially procrastinating because you don't even know what you're doing because you didn't have the courage to get clarity. Okay, so my third piece of advice is to not let others dictate your life and to advocate for yourself. And by that, I'm saying a lot of people will cast their fears that they have on you. And I'm not saying don't get advice. I'm saying that unless that advice is coming from someone who's been there or done that, if they are trying to stop you from doing something that is going to have a positive effect on your life, even if there are bumps in the roads, the outcome is positive if you see it through, do not let people like that stand in your way. It's okay to listen to what others have to say and get advice from other people, but it's also okay to advocate for yourself and to challenge someone's opinion. Now, my fourth piece of advice is to create to-do lists and to set deadlines. One thing that I like to do is give myself a 7-day deadline. So if I'm making my to-do list on Saturday, I give myself to the following Saturday to get all the tasks done. And then I try to knock out or at least work towards the harder tasks each and every day so that by that 7th day, it is done. And if you don't have like a whiteboard to write your to-do list on, just grab a piece of paper and be sure to hang it on your refrigerator, on your mirror, in front of your desk, anywhere that you can take a look at it every single day, multiple times a day. So my next tip is to be intentional with what you put in your body, with what you consume. It could be vitamins, it could be food, coffee, alcohol, whatever the case is. Watch what you consume because it is going to have an effect on you. And you want to see how your body does react to things, right? So if you notice that after consuming a steak, you feel tired, well, word of advice, do not consume a steak in the morning of a day that you're trying to be productive. If you get a headache, think about what it is that you may have consumed that caused that headache. Did you eat a lot of salt? Were you drinking the night before? Listen to your body and then monitor how much of that stuff that you are consuming because it really does affect your overall health. So another piece of advice is to focus on gaining experience in whatever you're trying to do. Even if you have a college degree in something that is completely unrelated to what you want to do, all you have to do is find your own experience. Make your own internships by volunteering your time, reaching out to people that work in the field that you're looking to work in, and figuring out how can you gain experience? How can you pick up a skill that will allow you to put it on your resume and then be able to go after those jobs and to be able to speak to your experience? Imagine you and another person both have degrees, but that other person has experience. Who's going to get the job? The person with the experience. College degree by itself does not guarantee anything besides some student loans unless you had a free ride. So my 7th piece of advice is to be intentional with who you allow in your core circle. If you find that you have people in your life that is literally sucking the energy out of you, you need to put them to the side. because all that's going to happen is you're going to feel resentment because you never dedicate any time to yourself. Your mental's not right because all of your mental energy is being dedicated to them. It's not a good ending. You're going to have to start setting boundaries. And my last and final tip is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is how you gain experience. If you're too afraid to step out of your shell or step out of your comfort zone, then the only thing that's going to happen is that you're going to keep doing the same thing, and then you're going to look at your life later on and saying like, what have I done? I've been here all these years and I haven't done anything productive. So embrace the challenges, enjoy the journey, and don't let your fear or anyone else's fear get in the way of your growth. Well, those are my tips for today. I could go on and on, but those are the 8 tips that I'm giving you today. If you found them at all helpful, please leave a comment below and watch this next video if you're looking for tips on how to grow quickly in your career.